Hello people, I would like to show you this method to zoom in your camera viewport and at the same time keep your reference image in the background. So I quickly set this scene and I have my camera with this reference image, which is actually the render of this scene, so it matches perfectly. And in the options of the viewport properties, I set transparency 50% and overlay. So I have a good visualization of both my meshes and the reference. So what happened at this point that if I want to zoom, because maybe I have a much more complex reference, it's very tricky because there is a very good plugin which is called Cropper, and I will put a link in the description, that allows you to zoom without losing your perspective, but when you use it, you lose your background. So let's try it. I just want to zoom in this area. I release the tool and then I click here. And we see that Cropper actually does a good job, because basically it creates a temporary cam that allow you to go back anytime. So if I return to none, I have my default cam. So the issues with this is that we don't have the background in this way. So I tried to figure out another way, and the idea that I had is to use the image plane method. And with this, basically I go in the camera properties and add an image plane. So what happened now, we have this plane, and which is this one, and also we have its material group. I can move this plane with this node. So changing the depth, I can scroll it closer or farthest from the cam. In this moment, I'm still seeing my background image of the camera, but all my scene has been covered by this image plane. In order to avoid this, I want to load the image as in the material of the image plane, and then give some transparency. So I can disable my background image from the camera, and on the shader tree I add an image map, load image, and I take my reference. So now my reference is covering everything, but I have my material, and if I set transparent amount to 50, for instance, I can see behind. If I now use Cropper, I may be lucky, because if I do something like this and I crop, it's pretty much correct, but we see that the reference doesn't perfectly match the geometry. That's because it depends from the area that we take, because let's try to do a different crop, something like this. Now it's very obvious that the mistake is made by this image plane that automatically resizes itself to the ratio that I gave to my copper. So that's the little corpse. And to avoid this, there is a very simple solution. I can just Ctrl+C, copy, make a new layer, Ctrl+V, I call it image plane copy, and M, image plane copy material, and I can make an instance of my reference and put it on my copy. So what I've done in this way is to make a copy of the image plane, but it's not anymore related to what happened to the camera. So I can put some transparency here, and now if I use copper and I crop a long rectangular area like this, I will not have any trouble anymore. So I hope you found this useful, and if you know any other methods better than this, please let me know. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.